Some other stuff that
comes all over us
is he got a full team now.
The Niners? Oh yeah,
No, Phil Rivers.
dude.
He got 10 kids, Josh.
I mean, that doesn't
thought he
beat
only had
Antonio
9.
Marty.
No, he been fucking.
Yeah.
They got another one, so he's
Who
now
would-
up to a full team.
Well, this works out well because you can put Philip Rivers as the offense, and then Antonio Cromartie and his kids as the defense.
How many kids he got?
He's got a lot, man. I think it's double digits.
Didn't he? Is he the one that had a vasectomy and still had a kid?
Yep. Couldn't wait. Apparently.
snip snap snip snap.
Yeah, dude. Swear, kids
Yeah.
is the
Well, now-
third highest search. 1,
If
2,
I
3,
re-
4, 5, 6, 7. Okay,
Oh,
you're right.
damn. That means he can go 7-on-7 then.
He got 14 kids with 8 different women.
That's what it was. Thank you. I knew it was. I knew he had a lot of I knew he had a lot of kids, and I knew the ratio wasn't right with moms, but still.
I think the more impressive feat is that he had sex 8 times.
No, he had sex 14 times.
Maybe.
That or we got some twins.
Yeah, that's true. We got
It's
some
like
double-
that
some double pumps, you know.
when the doctor's like, I can't perform on this boy. That's my son. It's like a riddle.
It's like that mind fuck. Yeah.
Do you know the riddle?
Tell me your riddle and I'll give you a riddle.
Well, I think that riddle is that a boy and his dad are driving the car. They get in an accident, and the dad dies. The boy gets rushed to the hospital, and the doctor walks in and says, I can't perform on this boy. That's my son.
Because women have jobs. Shout out women.
In fairness, I heard that for the first time when I was in.
You heard that women had jobs?
No, the
For
riddle, you
7th
dingus.
grade.
You riddle, you dingus. Oh my god.
Greg literally opened up a book and it just said women can have jobs. And he said,
Oh.
would you look at
He
that?
was like,
Mind
he
blown.
said, would
Yeah.
you look at that?
Mind blown.
That's
yeah.
what-
He thought Miss Frizzle was working for free, Josh.
when he was in 7th
I
grade,
mean, I
he
thought the
found
magic
out that his
school bus
mom
paid
was
for
nursing
itself, you know?
at Mercy.
Boy, we
Like-
just love bringing that back into the fold, huh?
It's one of my
You're
favorites.
the one that said your mom was nursing.
It's one of my
No,
favorites.
you two were the dinguses that misinterpreted it.
No,
so-
Greg, no one misinterpreted it. You said she was nursing.
Yes.
because nursing is a actual job.
No
Yes,
one
it is.
on planet Earth has ever said, oh, how was your shift? Oh, it was tough. I was nursing all night. Like, as a nurse. That has never been said.
I mean, do you know a nurse that probably calls it that? I bet they do.
I will call Kaylee right now.
Let's not do
And-
that on this
Let's
show.
not do that on air. No.
Who do we know? Any other nurses?
Yeah,
I kind of cut them all out of my life. The
Totally a
toxic
good move.
I'm
profession.
not surprised. Yeah.
You want to hear my riddle?
Yeah.
Go ahead.
This is a pretty popular one, so you guys may have heard it. There's a pond, and the number of lily pads doubles every day. The pond will be completely covered in 50 days. What day was the pond half covered?
That was way too many words.
No. There's a pond, and the number of lily pads doubles every day. On the 50th day, the pond is full. What day was the pond half full?
The 25th day.
Greg?
I was actually going to say 25th day as well. Yeah.
No.
What?
Every day, the number of lily pads doubles
Oh.
to the
Okay.
49th day.
Oh, okay.
You idiots.
Damn it. Damn it.
Roasted.
It is called nursing.
No, it is not.
Yeah.
The act of being a nurse.
Yep. It's called having a calling to nurse.
Yeah, but nurse is
So
in that
nursing would
sense
be the act of nurse.
of nurse.
Yeah.
Yeah, but that's not the job. That's the act of nursing a baby.
No, this says this is like a nurse article. Registered nurses.
From who? I'm looking at the Bureau of
prescriptions.
Labor Statistics, brother.
Nurse
We're getting
Practice Act.
we're getting official now. Okay.
What's your? I'm at .gov site, brother. What are you on?
I'm at National Institute of Health.gov. Fuck
Is this
your
the fir-
shit.
Is this the first time you
Yeah.
guys have ever been on a Gov website? Just out of curiosity.
Yes, Greg. Okay,
No,
we
the
wrote
White
all of
House.
our fucking high school papers with Wikipedia, and we just lied about it because the
I did
information was the
Spark
same, Greg.
I did Spark Notes. That was just me.
You did Spark Notes to find out if nurse is nurse?
I didn't need to know that.
Yes.
No one's ever said nursing. Has your mom
Well-
even said that?
I've heard her use the word yes.
So why didn't you just say yes? Why'd you have to word it like that?
I don't know, because I had to prove the point. I had to accentuate it, you know?
Good question.
I'm a wordy person.
Good
I can't even
question.
see you.
Okay.
All right. 3,
Oop.
2, 1. Action. Pew. Welcome to Two Beers Deep. Thoughts from the Bench's show called Thoughts from the Bench that isn't Two Beers Deep anymore.
Man,
I thought that was going to go in a completely different direction.
What'd you think?
I made that joke earlier today. It just got buried underneath a lot of spelling errors.
We got buried under a lot of Josh.
A lot of me getting in
There's
my
a
own
lot
way.
of Josh going on.
There was a
today.
lot of Josh. In fairness, you were talking about aliens, and I'm not surprised you got kind of overexcited about it.
To be fair, it did do numbies because everybody likes pointing out my mistakes. So
Also,
You're all
aliens
welcome.
are in- well, aliens are in right now too, so I'm not surprised it did.
they're more than in. They're in our government, Gregory.
Some
If
say
there's
they're
one person
alien.
that's an alien who like right now you're like, yeah, that if that person was an alien, I'd be like, yeah, that makes sense.
If you went like one square over, like there's 3
Not
squares
surprised.
on screen.
He's-
It's like,
no.
I'm not
If
surprised.
Greg was an alien, he'd have cooler shit at his house.
oh, maybe,
That's a valid point.
maybe you think that until his house just fucking lifts off into space.
It might.
My house is big enough to be a spaceship. I could see it.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I could see it. Yeah, has some weird has a lot of like areas that could potentially be like a, you know, like just a switch, and then
That's the only
essentially-
reason to have 2 fucking garages.
That's true. That's very, very true.
Where's this switch at, Greg?
I'm not telling you. Why the fuck would I tell you?
Because I don't think you have one. I think you're a bad alien.
Oh,
I'm a bad
Greg, are you
alien?
bad
Yeah.
alien?
How dare
You don't
you?
even know how to run the ship.
How dare you? I am literally in my mothership. Thank you very much.
That is true. You can't figure out how to work a microphone, but you can fly a spaceship. That seems
why don't you-
unlikely.
Why don't you find the lever to put a fucking light on your face as opposed
Yeah.
to send the house into orbit?
That's not a lever. That's me buying a lamp and putting it on my desk and brightening my face more than
I'm just gonna
all
send
that.
a
So there's
bullet.
not a single light in that house.
There's one right here. There's one over there. There's
Okay.
one when you walk into
Are
the
they on?
kitchen. They're not on right now. They don't need to be.
Hey, speaking of aliens, do you want to talk about the Pittsburgh Penguins getting an alien defenseman?
I thought we didn't want him like a month ago.
We didn't want him for the original rumored price tag.
Gotcha. Okay, that's fair. I just remember everyone being like, we don't want him. And then he got him. Everyone's like, I'm so excited.
Yeah, so the original rumored price tag was full salary retained, which is the truth. We did end up retaining salary. But what we were giving up was a lot more draft capital and a lot more like prospects. Like POJ was originally in that trade, like a bunch of shit we didn't want to have to give up. And Kyle Dubas somehow said, I have this big bag of bad players I'd like to give you for Erik Karlsson. And they were like, absolutely. Do these bad players happen to have giant contracts that you can't get out from underneath? Yeah, even fucking better. Thank you very much.
Huh. Yeah,
Yeah.
it did kind of look like a shellacking. It didn't really make sense.
If if the Riley Smith trade was like the Hobbit, this was his Two Towers. Like he's just like, oh, you thought the Hobbit was good? Watch this shit, son. Like I just couldn't believe. Like he, in theory, he gave up one fucking draft pick for Erik Karlsson and got rid of every bad contract and bad player on our roster.
Yeah.
Pretty sweet.
Yeah. So I got the text message from one Christian Ricketts that said Dubas 2024 as soon as the trade went down, and I said I haven't seen the trade yet, so I'll see. And then I look up the full trade, and I'm like, no POJ, no Ty Smith, no Sam Poulin, no Joe Blomqvist, no Owen Pickering, no Braden Yeager, no Sergei Murashov, and I'm like, what the fuck did we give up? And then I saw,
Casey DeSmith.
Yeah, thank God.
And then I'm reading into it, and I'm like, wait a second, we're under the cap now.
Yeah,
how did that happen? And then I'm like reading along, and I'm like, wait a second. This is basically every bad contract that Ron Hextall put together, except one, which granted it will be done after this year anyway. So it's like
crazy.
If you put this trade into like an NHL like video game or something, this trade should not be accepted.
It gets denied 100 out of 100 times.
It does not make sense at all whatsoever. So I'm blown away that I saw this.
So
blown away. And they spread out the draft capital enough that like it's not that big a deal either. Like they still have plenty of picks next year and plenty of picks the year after that. It's not going to be too bad for them to like eat it.
So what round of the playoffs are we going to lose?
That is a great question.
Yes, it is.
Here's what I really like about this trade. You'll have to remember a couple of years ago, like in the summer of 2015, they brought in this ornery, balding, hot dog loving American who had never won a cup, and that kind of been hanging over what otherwise would be a Hall of Fame career. And he came in and was rejuvenated and somehow led us to a Stanley Cup final. That kind of feels like what we're doing, but with a very handsome Swedish man instead of a balding, ornery American. Erik Karlsson's never won a cup.
Did the city chase him out?
No, he asked to leave.
He was the city, in fairness.
You got to remember, Erik Karlsson was the key piece to that Ottawa team that we beat in 2017 to go to the Cup.
Yeah.
And after that, he was like, what are we going to do now? And they were like, we're going to tear this thing down and rebuild. And he's like, not with me here. So then he gets shipped over to the Sharks, who we beaten that year in the Cup final, in an attempt to reload the Sharks to get them to back into the Cup. And essentially that became a giant bust. So at the trade deadline last year, everyone's like, Karlsson's the piece to move. He was literally having a Norris winning season. Yeah. Everyone's like, this is the piece to move. This is the piece to move. And ultimately, the Sharks never liked any of the trades that they could get. So they held on to him, which was dumb because they weren't going to get nearly as much for him in the offseason. And Kyle Dubas was like, I'll take that Erik Karlsson guy real quick. So.
Who's he paired with?
Probably Pettersson.
Right now, it's probably Pettersson, which I don't love because Letang and Pettersson played really well together. The thing that's interesting about this move is essentially they've created redundancy in Chris Letang.
Yeah.
So when, God forbid, Chris Letang has another fucking serious health problem, we're not out of a number one defenseman anymore. And when they're both healthy, you have to deal with Chris Letang and Erik Karlsson being on the same team. And you also have to deal with Evgeny Malkin finally having a puck-moving defenseman behind him for the first time since Justin Schultz.
I was thinking about that too, because that's fair. He would be on the second pairing with Pettersson the entire time. There is some there's a couple risks that I would say are worth it in the end for this trade, especially for Karlsson hasn't been the healthiest that he's been. I think the last couple years he's had ankle issues as well. that's kept him from playing. So last season was the first like full season he's played in a while.
Right.
And you forget how amazing he is, like when he actually plays and he's the entire team. So it's no surprise that he was worth it. Obviously, also that's a long contract for 4 years on a guy who's 33, making 10, and we're paying 10.5 mil of it each season. So that's a lot, but the cap will go up, so it's not necessarily the worst thing in the world long term. But you are trying to like figure out when the decline will come.
Yeah.
And I truly think we have probably 2 good years with Karlsson before like the decline eventually does start.
We have 2 good years with everybody except for Sid.
Yeah, I was gonna say, don't we have everybody on a 2-year contract?
Maybe you say Letang has a decent third season somewhere in there, but like to think that Evgeny Malkin 2 years from now is anything other than a shell of what he is now, even let alone his former self, is silly. Same with Karlsson. Same with Letang. My guess is that Sidney Crosby could be Gordie Howe and play till he's 50, and he would still be elite because what he does are not the things that show up on score sheets. But yeah, man, I just we've got this year, next year, and maybe a year after that. So you might as well push every fucking chip you have into the middle, win one more of these fucking things, and be legitimately the greatest franchise of the modern era.
Well, that's what's amazing about this trade is that he didn't put all of his chips in the middle to get Karlsson, and it worked out well. So go figure.
He will need to, though.
Karlsson's contract?
He's got 4 years left. He's got 4 years left on it. It's an 11.5 mil cap hit per year, but the Sharks are retaining, I think, 1.5 of it. So we're taking on 10. Yes, we're taking on the $10 million cap hit for him each year. But I think in the end, we would rather have 10 mil of Karlsson versus 10 mil combined of the 4 guys that we got rid of.
You've got Sid through the 2020, the 24-25 season. You have Sid. Geno's expires after the 25-26 season. Brian Rust is way too long. Ricard Raquel's way too long. Where's Gensel? That's next year, right?
Yeah, but he's also missing the first 5 games, so he might be on LTIR right now.
Which is where Jeff Carter will end up too. Mm-hmm. Gensel's only here for 1 more year.
Right. And I think they're working on it. They're working on an extension, I think. But I'm curious. I'd be curious how long of a deal that Dubas is willing to give him because I think he'll be 30. I think next year. Yeah, you don't realize how old they are until you think about it in hindsight. And you're like, yeah, Gensel was here for both cups.
He's 28. So, yeah. Yep.
God, I feel like he's still a child.
Well, I mean, compared to the stars, he is. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
Like if you're looking at it this way, Jake Gensel wasn't even a freshman in high school by the time Sidney Crosby was like the best player in the league.
Yeah, it was him.
Yeah.
God.
So, yeah, I mean, you've got some years here, and you gotta fucking get after it. I love the trade. Ultimately, at the end of the day, I love the trade because they did not give up what I thought they were going to have to get him. And I like what it does. So
I also like and appreciate, too, that it doesn't necessarily block POJ and Ty Smith because I would argue they're probably the third pairing then, right, Josh? Because if Ruda's out of there, you're plugging Karlsson in with Pettersson. Graves and Letang are going to play together. So I would imagine that third pairing, unless they want to put Ruhwedel in with one of the two.
So right now, POJ, so Daily Faceoff, which does line combinations, has Graves and Letang as the top pairing, Pettersson and Karlsson as the second, POJ and Ruhwedel as the third. My question is, what hand is Ty Smith?
I do not know.
My guess would be lefty too, Derek, solely because
he plays hockey.
Yes. Yeah, he shoots left, so he's the redundancy on the left side. So he won't play unless POJ, Pettersson, or Graves are hurt.
That's kind of unfortunate because he spent all of last season in the AHL. I mean, he was injured for a couple bit, but
I
like I
mean,
would have
he'll
thought
be
they'd
on
try
the
to
roster. And
I agree, but he's also like he's in his early 20s still, so like I would imagine they would try to get as much as they can out of him and get him some playing time.
well, he's only played 8 games in the show, so let's not get fucking crazy. Second, he is a little undersized. He's only 5'11", buck 80. So like I'm sorry, he's played more than that. He's played 123 games in the show. He has 8 goals. It'll be interesting. If POJ's game goes to hell, they at least have an incredible option to fill in. So, I mean, that's good, right? Good competition between your two young guys, and then if you have a catastrophe where Pedersen or Graves are out long term, at least you don't feel like you need to make a trade. Now, on the right side, you got Chad Rootweedle starting. I don't know about that noise, but okay. So, that was Hockey Talkie.
Good bit of hockey talkie, actually.
Yeah,
so,
about
yeah.
that? All right. What do Yins think about the new college football world we are living in?
Oh, my God.
Deke?
I think it's like a couple years away from just crumbling.
Yeah.
Like you're at the point now where it I don't even know why they have conferences at this point. And like I just think the top teams are going to go to some Super League-esque thing, like you mentioned, Josh, but it's not going to look good. It's not going to be. I mean, realistically, college football is a big issue with NIL stuff. Like, and by big issue, I mean they don't understand it the way that the players and agents can, and all of that. It's going to be interesting. I mean, there's going to be a lot of shit to come up in the near future, but I think that these mid-tier conferences that are somewhat staying the same, they're kind of gonna. I think they're gonna benefit largely. Like the MAC, to me, I'm excited for MAC games. I don't even know who's in the SEC.
Action!
Yeah,
Let's
dude,
go.
like, these little ones are fun now, and I almost enjoy them a little bit better because I just don't care about these big schools moving around. Like, I think that they're all a bunch of fucks.
Okay, sure.
I mean, when you're now in a college football, college sports world where we're having the ACC talking about getting 2 California and 1 Texas teams, and they're being pressured by a associate member who doesn't even put their football team in the conference because they want to remain independent, it kind of tells you the world that we are living in.
That Notre Dame.
Yeah, some
Fuck
thoughts
Notre Dame.
about exactly. Some thoughts about all the upheaval that happened. First of all, how in the world the Big 12 was able to go from like looking like losers by not getting Oklahoma and Texas, and then somehow getting 6 schools and looking like the third most powerful conference after this is unbelievable.
Huge
to me.
Yeah.
How in the world the Big 12 did not crumble? Losing Oklahoma and Texas is
Good
an
leadership.
absolute. Oh my God, incredible job from them. The second thing,
you have to keep changing the fucking names.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking. I was thinking about that too, Deke. Like if they actually would have gotten Cal and Stanford, there's no way they would ACC, right? Like unless they like change the meaning of A from like Atlantic
I just mean
Coast,
like Big 12, Pac-12. They ain't the Pac-12 anymore.
Well, I mean, none of these names make sense anymore, except
They're
for
not
SEC, I guess.
It's not even all in the Southeast.
Right.
Well, most of them are the South, but there's just.
But the SEC is the South.
You could at least do like a Southern division and an Eastern division in the SEC. You know what I mean? Like you can't even
East
fucking
versus
fuck
West.
with this.
And who decided that?
Yeah, I don't.
I can't imagine.
South and more South.
Yeah, I can't imagine.
South
but
and
also,
deep South.
There it is.
But a couple other things too that I want to bring up. First of all, for the Pac-12, they were dead on arrival the moment that they didn't get a TV deal extension or didn't come up with something. Like I remember seeing the thing about how like what was it, Pete Thamel, that dweeb, by the way, that was talking about Apple TV for Pac-12. I'm thinking like, okay, casual sports fans do not watch the Pac-12 simply because they're on late at night. Right. And you've already had all of these other games that have been going on the entire time. So who in their right mind is going to pay more specifically just to watch the Pac-12? I can't imagine. And you're not going to have USC and UCLA. So already like you're kind of shit out of luck on that one. But no, Pac-12 had poor leadership. Big 12 had incredible leadership, and I'm just fascinated to see like how in the span of a week in a major conference that had been around for almost 100 years just absolutely just crumbled before our eyes. And it's incredible to see. And it is just kind of, it's also a joke now where we look at it that football just now runs everything. Because if you think about it, like all those schools that are left out in the dust, like they have good competitive teams in every single other collegiate sport, especially Stanford. Stanford's one of like the top collegiate programs in the world for in the country with regards to like all these other sports, but yet because football is like non-existent for them, like no one gives a shit.
Yeah, it's a tough one when you look at it that way and you look at the other sports, but you can't be shocked that football's the king. I mean, to be fair, it always has been, and it's always led kind of what conference these people are in. I did want to bring up though, because you were kind of talking about in there how well the you said the Big 12 did in terms of their leadership and stuff. It's funny to see the conferences and the styles because every team here, I mean, West Virginia, Oklahoma, even though they're leaving, Texas, even though they're leaving, like Texas Tech, Cincinnati, TCU, Baylor,
BYU.
Oklahoma State. These are all, you don't even know what I was going to say.
I was just listing Pac-12 teams.
I know. But I was saying these are all really, really specifically air raid offense, which is BYU. But they're all very specific, like air raid, score a fuck ton of point offense. And it's interesting because the SEC has these full, complete teams.
Yeah.
And so it's getting to a point where it might get a little gimmicky. Like it might be
it's
like
the MAC of Power 5.
Yeah, I mean,
and I'm okay.
You can get like
I'm okay with
70-point games in this point. Like it's crazy. I don't think that we'll see. I don't know what college football is going to look like. It's kind of weird.
I understand the reasoning for a lot of these schools, like going for the money in the long term, especially when you think about it, like the money that football generates and also basketball to a degree.
Yeah.
Those aren't just for the specific, like for the specific teams, like those fund athletic departments.
Correct.
Like year round. Like there's a reason why we see like these FCS schools and D1 AA schools get shit kicked in week 1 every single year. It's because that payment is literally to fund the majority of their athletic departments throughout the year. So I understand the mindset with it is because like you got to be able to make a living to be able to keep your students, like give them everything you could possibly want and all that. But it's a shame that it's being essentially sacrificed for feasibility and common sense to a degree. Because like you're gonna tell me that fans in USC and UCLA are gonna travel to Rutgers in the middle of the week for a cross country meet or a softball game? Like, come on.
Well, and that's where the Super League article comes in, Greg, is the idea that it also doesn't make sense that Ohio State plays in the same conference as Rutgers.
Yeah.
That's ultimately where I want to end up is like we have haves and have-nots. I worked for a have-not. I fucking get it. I've also worked for some haves. And it's a wildly different fucking situation depending on which side of that coin you're on. And there's no way to get on the other side of that coin. I don't care how fucking successful you get. Arkansas is never going to have the same amount of money as Alabama. Period. And that will always dictate how well Arkansas does.
Arkansas gets that Jerry Jones money every year though, so they could get it eventually.
There are players that help programs get there. So Johnny Manziel
made A&M a lot of money.
Like there are, and it's here's the difference though, Josh. It needs to be one player and then backed by a shit ton of booster money. That's, I think, Rutgers could end up having somebody one day that we're like, damn, that's a kid. But they're never going to have the booster backing to become that next level like a Texas school easily can.
Texas A&M, though, did have name value before Johnny Manziel.
Yeah.
Rutgers has no name value.
Rutgers, though, is interesting because it's literally they've marketed themselves as the State University of New Jersey, right?
Which is technically what they are. That's not marketing. That is legitimately what they are.
But I also don't understand how they haven't marketed into New York. in that degree either.
Because college sports don't fucking matter in New York City or LA.
But that's a big market, though. That's like untapped potential that you don't have anyone. You have like all these spread out agencies just in New York City, and you can't tell me that your closest institution that's a D1 school that they can't get people interested.
Yeah, but the other side of it, though, Greg, I think the thing that I disagree with you on is it's not a recruiting hotbed.
No. And
like
also,
it might be a big city, but it's not a recruiting
recruiting
hotbed. But that's the point is like,
what are you talking about? Money? Getting money from New York City?
Yes, that's what I'm referring to.
No one gives a fuck.
I think it goes back to nobody gives a fuck.
What are they going to get?
I don't know. I'm just saying, like, I feel like
a bagel?
Perhaps that would listen. I
good
love a bagel.
I
would love a damn good bagel. And first of all, by the way, New Jersey's actually one of the top like hotbeds for D1 prospects.
Yeah,
New Jersey,
actually.
And they can't get them.
I'm talking about you going to New York is what I was speaking to.
I know, but like what I'm saying is like the ability to market yourself and the ability to at least attract some sort of fandom or to attract people to go to your events or attract people to get them. Like that's what I'm surprised by that they've been able to do.
If they were good, then you would. Everybody loves a winner. Plain and fucking simple, right? Look at the state of Florida. The state of Florida switches allegiance like we switch underwear. If Florida State, or Miami are fucking good, they get on the back of that team, and that's the team for the entire fucking state, right? So, like, Rutgers, okay, and this is a little inside baseball here, right? Because
by all means,
I worked for Rutgers. Derek worked for Rutgers. Greg Schiano's whole bit was that he knows he can't get the 5 stars out of New Jersey.
Yep.
If he gets 2 or 3 4 stars and keeps all of the 3 stars there, he thought he could compete. And in the Big East, that was true.
That's fair. I will definitely give you that for the Big East, yes.
But now you are going up against Michigan and Ohio State every fucking year. Michigan State and Penn State every fucking year. Wisconsin every other year. Iowa.
They did break an attendance record last year.
Well, yeah, because they were good.
Rutgers, yeah.
They were frisky.
But just speaking to the fandom of it, yeah.
But all they can be is frisky. They were never going to be the fucking school for anyone in New Jersey. And
yeah, I'm surprised you're surprised by that, Greg.
More particularly, New Jersey is one of the states where you can recruit at a high school football level to get players to go to your school. So, ipso facto, New Jersey players already get how this all fucking works. It's not like Pennsylvania where you're committed to where you live. And even if you fucking, your school district is bullshit butt fuck Jeanette, you know what I mean? Like, you have to go to Jeanette. You can't go to NA.
Or Jayhawks.
You know what I mean? Like,
I get it.
Tyler Pryor, like Pryor is literally Pryor. In New Jersey, Pryor would have been at Bishop whatever the fuck, right? Being the stud and would have then went, wherever he ended up going. But you know what I mean? It's just, it's so fucking crazy that we're still trying to play this game between the have and have-nots just because of some conference alignments that they made even as recent as 3 years ago. Dumb.
But it does say a lot, though, that because of that conference realignment, that, Rutgers, for being, a school that might not be on the up and up, is still in a damn good spot compared to one of these 4 schools in the Pac-12 that probably have everything you could possibly need and are just left out looking to try to figure out what to do.
You want some more inside fucking baseball?
Go ahead. I'm more than happy.
Wyoming, CSU, Utah State, and Boise State. We're trying to go to the Pac-12 as a group.
Okay.
That was part of the expansion plan of the Pac-12. Now, San Diego State was in there too. Maybe not Utah State. I think it was San Diego State. Now,
that one's more believable. Okay.
Cal, Stanford, and whoever, Waz State, are trying.
And Oregon State, by the way.
Oregon State are trying to get into the Mountain West.
Which makes no sense.
Makes no sense because they're going to come in and kill everybody except for fucking Boise.
And they're also not going to get nearly enough money compared to what they would have gotten if they the Pac-12.
And you've got dipshit writers out there. Oh, shit. What's Alex's last name? I'll find it on Twitter. But shout out to fucking Alex who called out one of the dipshit Pac-12 writers who was like, I can't see Stanford joining the Pac-12 because they don't want to send a softball team to Laramie in the middle of July. Well, here's the fucking deal, dipshit. Laramie doesn't have a softball team.
Yeah, well, that's probably why he couldn't see them sending a team there.
That might have been it. But like, ultimately, I'm so sick of the have and have-nots. That's why I want that Super League. Let's stop playing games. Let's stop fucking around. Let's stop pretending that if Rutgers gets a good group of freshmen and they develop them, and 4 years later they can compete. You ain't gonna fucking compete. You fucking kidding me? Broderick Jones? You think Broderick Jones has a fucking problem with your D tackle who's 5'4" and 150 pounds? No. Fuck you. That's my college football take.
I love it.
I just don't understand what Greg thinks Rutgers doing in New York. I
just think that I don't know. I just feel like they could try something, but I guess not. That's all. I just think they could try.
I think they could try.
Well, like try what?
Is pro sports and wrestling.
That's
and
true.
Billy Joel.
I want to hear what you think they should try to do.
I don't know. I'm not a fucking marketing expert. I'm just saying.
No. What are we accomplishing in New York?
He's trying to get money out of New York.
You just want money out of New York?
Yes, that's what I'm trying to say.
Don't get mad at me for trying to help your dumbass idea.
I didn't want to, because I was trying to figure out like what in the world Rutgers can do from at least like a perception or optic standpoint to try to get more attention on them, to at least not them be like the bottom door of the Big Ten every single year.
Well,
that's what I was trying to push.
Ultimately, Greg, look at this. Okay, they were there. They were at that point. You had the McCourties. You had the entire Patriot secondary. You had Ray Rice. You had legit Mohamed Sanu. You had that group out of Rutgers in the pros winning. They were winning games. They were on Monday Night Football saying Rutgers University. Okay? And what happened? Schiano got poached for more money to go be a fucking coordinator at a bigger school.
No, wait. Are you sure you're not confusing the time that he got that head coaching job at Tampa Bay?
I'm sorry, you're right. That's where he went. Okay?
That ended poorly.
If Rutgers had the money, maybe they could have convinced Schiano to stay.
But they're getting money from New York.
That's what Greg's saying. That's what he's trying to say.
Push,
is that like, can they get the money from New York to brainstorm? All right.
First, a lemonade stand?
Lemonade stand.
Greg?
Why not?
Yep.
Listen, you can upcharge like crazy in New York for everything, so why not?
But yeah, I mean, ultimately, that's like, I'm so sick of like, because now you thought Rutgers was the bottom of the fucking barrel before. Now they got UCLA, USC, and Oregon in their fucking conference.
Wait a second. I just realized, did Oregon?
Yes, Oregon and Washington State.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, that's right, Oregon and Washington.
I'm sorry. Oregon and Washington.
I completely forgot about those two. My bad.
So now, not only are they the bottom of the fucking conference, they have to figure out how to fly their fucking gymnastics team to the fucking West Coast 3 times a year to compete against fucking USC and Oregon.
You know how they're going to do it? All that continuous TV money that the Big Ten's going to renegotiate every single 2 or 3 years with new broadcast partners and new ideas, and then money will go up. And that is why the ACC is fucked.
We'll see.
I mean, they're fucked because they suck.
Yeah, but the ACC is also fucked because they went for longevity versus like potential, essentially.
It is wild how the ACC did fucking nothing.
Well, the ACC is also kind of like, because first of all, like I give them somewhat credit for the ESPN deal that they signed because they were trying to like play it safe and be like, let's get this taken care of, and so we don't have to worry about all the craziness in the few years. But not worrying about the craziness kind of screwed them because now all this stuff is going on. You have Florida State wanting to get out of it, but they can't because of the deal that they signed, and they're going to have to be tied up in court forever. Plus, no other conference has said anything about wanting Florida State anyway. So there's that. But the ACC kind of screwed itself because ESPN's not going to renegotiate their contract. They have them on a bargain until 2036, I think.
Well, and
the thing is,
we'll see what ESPN ends up doing now, though, too, because they partnered with Penn.
Oh, they'll be fine.
I understand, Josh. But what I'm saying is, like, if they have a contract like tied specifically, like ESPN holds all the power in this. It's not like they can like say, oh, we're gonna tear up your contract and give you more money than what we're paying you. Fuck no.
I understand
That's not
that,
how that works.
but what I'm trying to tell you is that ESPN now cannot broadcast in certain states because they are gambling affiliated. They can't broadcast the college football team in certain states.
That's fascinating.
Fucking think about that.
That's fascinating. I didn't even think about that one.
You know what one of them is? Michigan.
What?
And Illinois.
They do not have deals with the Big Ten, so at least that part is okay. So, but again, that also is why it's good for the fact that they have the ACC on a bargain deal, because I'm betting you gambling is probably, at least online gambling is probably okay, or at least it's going to be on the up and up, like along the coast in some way.
Along the coast, yeah. So that was one of the reasons. So the Barstool Bowl in Arizona, one of the reasons why Wyoming was always in consideration, no matter how bad of a season they had, is because the state of Wyoming was okay with it.
Mm-hmm. That's cool.
Which, by the way, I was thinking about this because when I was in Detroit, I went to the hotel I was at, had a Barstool Sportsbook. That's going to be really easy for them to rebrand all those sportsbooks and the ESPN ones, by the way.
Yeah, well,
I just completely.
They're taking the app and literally just copy pasting.
Yep.
Yeah.
The
Smart
bars
on
will be
them.
the interesting
Slightly
one.
different colors.
Smart on them though, because like what Barstool probably got like so many people to sign up for that sportsbook, and now ESPN's just essentially going to like rebrand it on.
They didn't. That's why they signed a deal with ESPN.
No, they signed a deal with ESPN for the word billion.
Well, yeah,
I don't think it has anything to do with Barstool. They literally, ESPN said, "Here's billions of dollars."
True.
Well,
because they sold.
But
apparently, they sold Barstool back to Dave for a literal $1.
Yep. Which makes all the sense in the world. So they
Crazy.
sold it back to Dave for $1, and then they have a percentage if he would ever to sell again, and then they have to pay out a ton of stuff in terms of like good faith deals and whatnot. But the ESPN deal is Penn will pay ESPN 1.5 bill for the rights or all that stuff to have ESPN as their logo and shit. I don't know. It's crazy. I mean, that's where Pat McAfee's show is going to start betting. I guarantee, because they're done with FanDuel now.
Yeah. And which, I mean, all that, like, crazy how all that was happening, and like you look at like a lot of things anyway. But yeah, I think here we are headed, even if it isn't the Super League, we're headed towards the 2-league or 3-league system, right? No more Power 5. Power 5 is dead forever.
Yeah.
We're at a Power 3.5 right now.
I think I heard Heather Dinich on ESPN call it a Power 4, and I was thrown off by that. I had to get used to that.
I mean,
it's weird for me.
True, though.
It is. It
is. It's weird.
And it was always funny because when I was at Wyoming, there was never consideration to join the Big 12 because everyone said Big 12 is dead. Because Oklahoma and Texas had already walked out the door. Everyone was like, yes, anybody that's worth a damn is going to the Pac-12. They have Oregon, they have USC, they have UCLA. They have a structure and powerhouses to build around. Whoops.
Yeah.
My question is, Greg,
what the leadership at Big 12, man? Like their new commissioner like got out and like I remember him like on Get Up. I remember him on like other shows, just like getting his name out there, getting the Big 12 out there, like repeatedly bringing up like we have new members coming in and stuff like that.
And they opened that door quick.
Did.
And they
very,
went and got
quickly.
The two biggest independent schools aside from Notre Dame that they could get. They got Cincinnati and BYU.
Yeah, it's incredible to me, which, by the way, I'm still surprised that SMU hasn't joined the Big 12 yet. That just makes all the sense in the world, but whatever.
I don't think
topic.
SMU, after the death penalty, can crawl back into legitimate Power 5 football.
But that's Dallas, Texas, though. But
I get it. I get it.
Yeah, but they're Methodists.
That's true. They're a bunch of fucks. That makes sense.
The point?
Well, they got Mormons in the conference. We might as well just open it all up. Let's let it fucking go. Is there an Amish school somewhere in the middle of PA that wants to be in the Big 12?
Mormons versus Methodists has the same as ring as convicts versus Catholics. Come on down to the Mormons versus Methodists.
You can still buy that shirt, right? Catholics versus convicts, I think. I know some.
I mean, you can make it.
You can definitely still buy that somewhere, I bet.
All right. That was college football talk. Do you want to talk about preseason or fantasy football?
Let's do preseason.
Okay.
Yeah, I have Houston and New England on my TV right now for preseason stuff.
Real barn burner there, huh?
Real barn burner. Tyquan Thornton, our boys on TV right now. Yeah,
he looks sick.
Does second round pick that should have been a 7th rounder because he ran a 4.2. God bless the combine.
I love him.
Did Mac Jones start?
Mac Jones did not start. Bailey Zappi was in when I turned it on.
God love Billy Zappi. God bless Billy Zappi.
Western Kentucky. By the way, shout out to the Sun Belt. That's a fun conference. I'm just saying.
Sun Belt's goated.
Awesome.
So the big preseason news: Benny Snell signs with the Lions.
Gotta love that running back.
Justin Jefferson retired. Yeah, the actual. I mean, Dalvin Cook, Zeke, Kareem Hunt, all still free agents. Alvin Kamara comes in with his 3-game suspension. DeAndre Hopkins to the tits, which is kind of sick, and Teddy Bridgewater to the Lions too, which is, I just like him having a job.
Same.
And then let's also bring up too, Jonathan Taylor has left the Indianapolis Colts training camp, and we have no idea what's going to happen now with that situation.
Did you see?
Yeah.
The guy,
Jim Irsay.
No.
Oh.
This is something different, Josh.
I thought we were talking about flying the whale.
Oh no, that was funny. Yeah, the best was people kept photoshopping Jonathan Taylor in a whale costume.
Yeah.
No, friend of the show, he might not know it yet. Marlon Mack.
What about Marlon Mack?
Signed a contract with the Cardinals. Ruptured his Achilles the same week. Done for the season.
No, I didn't know he ruptured his Achilles.
Done for the season.
That kid
literally signed a deal in like 3 days
healthy.
later.
He could have been. I'm not gonna say like an all-time great, but he could have been a legitimate like starting running back in that league for at least a handful of years and just could never stay healthy.
There was a month stretch where he was the guy in Indy, and he was putting up some numbers specifically.
He was so fast.
Just received a weird text.
Oh, fantastic! It was a.
We love weird texts here at Thoughts on the Bench. Go ahead.
From Chad. So Greg,
okay,
you've met him.
Okay.
Not Slow Pound Chad. This is Nashville Chad. Chad and Tiffany Chad.
Oh, okay.
Okay.
No rush. But who left a show, parentheses, music, singer, rapper, that came back and said they had to take a shit?
Left the show?
So a musician, a rapper, a singer left the concert and was like, yo, I got to take a shit, and walked off stage and came back, I guess. All I could think of is Lamar Jackson.
That's exactly.
He never confirmed that, did he, by the way? Because I feel like
he
definitely did, but he just never he sold it.
Lil Nas X.
Really?
Forced to leave stage mid-show due to a poop emergency. Listen, taking a shit. Forgive me, please. What's the quote?
That's a phenomenal quote, by the way.
The quote goes on. I'm taking a mean shit.
Oh,
please forgive me.
All had those.
But I'm going to need like a minute or two.
Josh, he just texted back, thanks. What the fuck are they doing?
That's incredible.
Also,
listen,
if we've time to text. Why didn't he just Google it?
I don't know. We've all had mean ones for the record.
This was in Atlanta too, which is even better.
Ooh,
damn,
that's incredible.
That's wild.
First off, shout out to Lil Nas X for being honest with the crowd. Just being like, hey, I got a mean shit I gotta take. Just forgive me. That's why not?
Mean shit I gotta take.
Little honesty never hurt anyone.
Oh, he said couldn't Google because we're watching a guessing show. But he's texting me on his phone.
Okay.
All right, whatever.
So,
that was a cool text.
That sounds like bar trivia, and you're the lifeline.
Yeah, that seems like almost just as cheating as Google.
It is. It does sound like cheating, doesn't it? Because he has to know that you're also talking to 2 other people who would have probably either know the answer or looked it up.
Yeah, true.
That's some sneaky shit right there.
I also have a question for you, Greg. Josh and I have discussed this.
Is this something that is supposed to be discussed off air, or actually this is okay for show? Just asking.
What would I? Oh, yeah, no, sorry, we don't. obvious. Everything I bring up's on air.
I don't know.
We can talk about your micro penis. We can talk about anything. It's an open show, Greg.
All right, cool.
Do you think the Quidditch seeker position is stupid?
Oh, yes.
I'm gonna read the exact thing, Josh, because that wording is.
I need to hear the wording because I got to think about this.
All right, let me scroll down to Joshy Poo.
I was gonna say I send you a lot of shit, so
you do.
This is fascinating.
Like this one, skydiver instructor. We're not letting you jump out of this plane without a parachute. Me wearing a hat with a little propeller on top. Just trust me.
I forget what, because there was something else that you had said on air. Like, I've seen enough TV shows that I know. I can't remember what defile of physics it was.
I've seen enough TV shows to know I can do that.
Yeah.
The rule function of the golden snitch in Quidditch is stupid and completely ruins what would otherwise be an awesome sport to watch. Imagine, this is my best part. Imagine if in basketball, each team had a player out in the parking lot trying to catch a frog for the win. You're watching a great game that's been neck and neck, and then suddenly the buzzer sounds halfway through. The game's over. Ramirez just caught the parking lot frog.
Okay. So this is fascinating because
it's almost like all this was made up by a lady who was living in a ditch at the time.
I mean, you can describe that. I mean, if you want to call J.K. Rowling that, I'm not going to do it.
No, that's legit. She was homeless living in a ditch when she came up with the idea for Harry Potter.
Really? Okay.
Yeah.
I did not know she was in a ditch.
At Cornell, the Golden Snitch is only worth 30 points.
Okay.
So that's real life Quidditch.
Okay, because so in Potter world, it's 150, I believe, correct?
Yeah.
Okay.
So you could, if you got a bad seeker, like you hit that trade portal and you could not get a good seeker.
Well, okay, so here's the reasoning that because I distinctly remember very early on. So like the game cannot end until the golden snitch is caught. And there's been stuff I remember reading that like I guess there was Quidditch games that lasted days, even weeks,
or both captains have mutual consent.
Okay,
but I would never ever
consent.
No, absolutely not. So
okay. What am I, a Ravenclaw?
What is this? A made up sport?
Yes.
Is this pickleball?
So on the one hand, as a baseball fan, I appreciate not having a clock, to like tell me when something ends specifically.
Okay,
I can
that's a fair point. I like that angle.
I can appreciate that. I can appreciate that. I've always been when I've heard about the point rule and it ending the game, something I never understood was like if you have like a 200-point lead in the game and then the other team catches the golden snitch and they get 150 points, they still lose.
Yeah.
Like that part I don't wrap my head around. So
that is the thing is if your chasers are out there and you toss $160 and hold the other team and they get it, you win, right?
No, like the game ends. It doesn't mean you win.
No. You're saying what I'm saying. You're just saying it differently. Like if you caught the snitch, I would win because I have 160 points.
No, wait. I was looking at it from like if your team scores 160 points
and you have
160,
0.
Your team scores 0.
160 to nothing on your team.
Right, but if you catch the snitch and you get 150 points, it's 160 to 150. The game's over. Whoever has if you have the 160, you technically should win.
Yeah, and that's what I had said, and then you said something else.
I got confused because I thought
on the same page. No, I'm just walking through it. I'm walking through it.
Okay, so wait a minute. That is legitimate because scoring with the quaffle is worth 10 points, and if your defense sucks or your keeper sucks.
The winner of the game was the team with the most points, regardless of who caught the snitch. Catching the snitch is worth 150 points to the team whose seeker made the catch, but this does not necessarily mean they would win, as the other team could still have more points than the snitch was caught, i.e., if the other team has 160 more points when the snitch is caught. As a result, it was possible, although difficult, to win a game even though the opposing team caught the snitch, as was the case in the final match between Ireland and Bulgaria in the 94 Quidditch World Cup. The snitch was bewitched to respond to the first Witcher wizard to make contact. Okay, yeah, no. Dude, I heard
the greatest fictional athlete other than Pablo Sanchez.
I get
Victor
that there's a lot of Greg, he was in fucking high school playing for the greatest
Oh
national
no, I
team.
agree. I agree. This is definitely fair, but no, you bring it. This is a very valid point. The entire role of the seeker is absolutely dumb. Like it makes more sense to just have a clock. You know, it really does. If there's one sport that needs a clock, it's Quidditch. Just saying.
I'm gonna go back and find my quote of saying that the pitch clock is dumb, and then piece it together with Greg saying if there's one sport that needs a clock, it's Quidditch.
It's Quidditch.
Why not? It makes sense, you know? And by the way, the pitch clock is not dumb. The pitch clock has been awesome for baseball. Just saying.
Thank God, because it sure as hell could have went. And I still think there's a chance in October this all comes back to bite us in the ass.
I don't care if you cannot pay attention to the pitch clock in October, then fuck you.
Yeah.
You've had 6 months.
So Quidditch.
Mm-hmm.
Clock.
Yes.
Okay. It might be the only sport without one.
Yeah, because now that baseball has a pitch clock, yeah, Quidditch is the only sport that doesn't have a clock.
Cornhole.
Is there a shot clock in cornhole?
No.
You would think there would be.
Yeah, not in the pros.
There should be.
Is there?
Someone reach out to Ryan Smith. Get him on the line.
Get dangerous Danny Seals. Now I gotta look it up too.
Oh yeah, there is a
Cornhole
shot clock. You're right.
Because I feel like somebody could just not do it. You know what I mean?
Okay, if a player celebrates a shot, the shot clock for the opponent will begin when the appropriate celebration by the player ends. Because this is cornhole, and we want people to celebrate.
See, that's nice. I like that.
Excessive celebration may lead to disciplinary actions as outlined in the ACL player and fan code of conduct.
Hang on. What's considered excessive
I
celebration?
I don't know,
then?
Greg.
I
want to know.
That's
the suck it.
That's a whole other can of worms then if that's the case. Like, come on.
Suck it.
Just straight suck it. Okay, I was hoping for like I don't know, like some sort of like, you know, maybe like TO level stuff, you know, like a Sharpie to sign the bag or something like that, or I don't know, maybe some gimmicks added to it or whatever, some props, if you will.
You try to climb through the hole. Yeah, I get it.
I think what cornhole needs is a WWF-esque approach where like after every shot they get the mic and let me talk to you.
No, it should just be attached to their water bottle since they're always holding their little Yeti can.
Yeah, true. Oh man, that's the best part. That there's legitimately like the world's best cornhole players have to hold a counterweight because they're not allowed to drink beer while they play the sport. It's fucking incredible.
Nice little placebo. Is Quidditch the greatest fake sport from a pop culture entity?
Oh, I was gonna say because like, what are we talking about here? Like pickleball and cornhole.
Yeah, no, can jam don't.
Yeah.
From a movie. Because basketball's in there.
Basketball's up there.
I like the sport that they played in Stormship Troopers.
It was like a weird. It was like football kind of.
It was like 7-on-7 arena league football.
Very yeah. They were wearing like weird body armor the entire time and stuff. Yeah.
I like the one in Futurama, the baseball game, but the ball's on a string.
Oh, Blur's Ball.
Blur's Ball, yeah.
Blur's Ball, that was fun.
And Leela broke the string.
Yeah.
There was a movie from it was a James Caan movie from like the late 70s called Rollerball that I thought was actually pretty cool. It's like roller derby, but you also have to like score the entire time, and there's all these different positions and stuff. It's kind of wild and very violent, but I always thought that was kind of cool.
Zoids is technically a sport.
Zoids is technically a sport. You're not wrong.
Zoids in real life would be dope.
I want one of the Raptors that you can have a sniper out of his butt.
Yeah.
Oh, now we're getting somewhere.
I just remember that one episode where they couldn't beat the rhino thing, and then they realized if they just ran it like counterclockwise through the maze that it would fail on one side because it was heavy loaded to the other side. I was just like, how smart is that? Like, I remember being like 14 or whatever, just totally impressed with that idea.
It's just like, oh my God, that's like...
You're being taught physics at a young age. Go figure.
Yeah, well, I was probably too old to be watching that show and to be introduced
Young to be learning physics.
Yes,
Nah, that show was
exactly.
sick. That show could teach me anything. I knew what a liger was after that show.
Yeah, Liger Z.
Ligers are real, Greg.
I think you told me that a long time ago, and I didn't believe you. And I looked it up, and son of a bitch, you were right.
One of
it's
still we've drafted this enough times that there's never a need to do it again. But the aliens are invading. You pick 5 cartoon characters to help you save the world or whatever. And me putting Dexter from Dexter's Laboratory into Liger Z always felt like an elite move.
Was that cheating a little bit because you were picking 2 cartoon characters for 1 pick?
No, I spent 2 picks.
He spent 2 picks on it, yeah.
Okay. Well, I was gonna say, because I mean, if you watch any Dexter's Laboratory, like he has his own fleet of
pretty
robots.
much has his
He
own
don't got a
Liger
Liger.
Z. Yeah.
He does not have Liger Z. That's fair. Although the episode where him and his entire family have like their own Megazord combination is elite.
Yeah, I'll get that.
So that was preseason football.
Basically.
How we got.
In a nutshell.
Do you want to take a break and then come back?
Yep.
All right.
Let's do it.
Great. We'll be right back after these messages.
Tell me what you're doing right now. I know it's late, but I want you. Baby, are you busy right now? Cause I wanna see your side through. That's why I doubt you. 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 I know these other dudes trying to make moves. You just pass them by cause they won't do anything and everything that I do. That's the reason why you slide through. I'm feeling good off this alcohol, so I'ma make a call. So when I hit a line, I hope she rollin'. Move on away, switch your lanes, I get stolen. If you're on it, let's do it. Ride it, my pony, my saddle's waiting. Come in, jump on it. I know you want it bad. Buy what you snap back. So what you about to do? What you about to do? Cause I want you to tell me what you're doing right now. I know it's late, but I want you. Baby, are you busy right now? Cause I wanna see your side through. That's why I doubt you. 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 We going at it, wasting no time at all. Kissing and teasing up against the wall. When your body touching me, I can feel your energy. You and me sing together so naturally. Face to face, can you go louder? Give it chills like a cold shower. Switch it up, you can be the driver. Give it all, baby, take me higher. We don't need drugs, I'll take you there. Gonna put my hands all through, yeah. Gonna wrap your legs around my back. Girl, you love it when I hit it like that. Ooh. Girl, you love it when I hit it like that. This is why I asked you. Tell me what you're doing right now. I know it's late, but I want you. Baby, are you busy right now? Cause I wanna see your side through. That's why I doubt you. 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 That's why I
That was Dial You by B. Maddie.
Banger.
It's just here to get you fucking wound up. I think I'm going to do Hit Me on My iPhone next, or 2 weeks.
I don't even know if I can name songs, so that's impressive.
No, because he's played them enough times that they're probably ingrained into his head by now.
Hit Me on My iPhone's a fucking banger. I'm tempted to play a little Hit Me on My iPhone right meow.
Banger.
I was curious about something because I had this conversation this week. How many leagues are you guys doing this year?
That's a great question.
Anyway.
TFTB,
It's a German
Kiski
3.
1, Dynasty, Random Friends, Works. It's 5. And that's
Okay.
it.
Way less than I thought you'd be doing, honestly, Deke.
I mean, I had to cut back.
Good on you, because I mean, hey, you can only you can only go so far. And Josh, I'm happy that you've returned back to fantasy football.
Yeah.
From fantasy football purgatory. I was actually curious, like, is this going to be How does it feel re-entering society again, being able to play fantasy football?
I mean,
good question.
I mean,
well,
he co-managed the team.
Yeah.
Hey,
Just don't tell anybody.
That's true.
I think ultimately to some oh my god,
What's up?
Did you know there's a different B Maddie now on YouTube?
Spelled the same?
Yeah. B Maddie raps.
Oh no.
Yeah, poor
Boy.
B Maddie.
Someone call B Maddie and let him know his gimmick's been infringed.
14 million subscribers. Jesus.
So bad.
Who is this child?
I don't know. Does B Maddie know?
His gimmick has been
Bro, he has 249 million views on a video from 8 years ago.
I have B Maddie's fucking song saved on my phone. I can't even
What?
find him. Oh, at least
No.
he's verified on Spotify. Good for B Maddie.
Is this this is the kid that was on the Kids Bob?
No.
Has to be.
That's incredible. I feel bad.
I'm just watching this kid's music videos now.
I know.
He basically took his gimmick and then did it way better.
Oh, he just ran into a chick.
You can't even find B Maddie on YouTube's no more?
Is he on YouTube?
B Maddie. What the fuck?
That's crazy.
This is what happened. This is what happens when you let that trademark expire. Not cool. Not cool. Gotta be on that shit.
59 million views. Why does this guy have views?
He doesn't have YouTube anymore. Oh God! How am I gonna listen to hit me on my iPhone?
Oh, he doesn't. His channel doesn't exist. He has 280 subscribers on the one I'm on.
What one's that?
B period Maddie with his new logo.
B Maddie, and I just put YouTube.
Yeah, it's.
Yeah, I got it. But there's no videos.
No, none. He pulled them all down. That's a shame.
Ah, I'm about to text him right now and be like, "I need hit me on my iPhone."
Fantasy football.
It's Quidditch, dumb. Yeah.
Welcome to Thoughts from the Bench, where we veer off topics very quickly.
Fantasy football. So some of the notable things that are coming up. I think Bijan Robinson has an argument to go very high in your draft. I think that you wouldn't be dumb for taking Kelsey at the 1-1, and I am higher on taking a quarterback sooner this year than I have ever been.
Is it because of the depth, or is it just because of how your kind of mocks have gone so far? Because based on how last week's went, I'm now seriously considering the prospect of going receiver 1 and then maybe loading up on running backs like next 3 picks, maybe 4, depending on how it looks. Just because
if you're in the 1 through 5, get one of the top guys there. If you're later, it's probably smart to grab your top end receivers and go running back. Like, it all depends on where you are in the draft, because for me, there are a few guys that are on my I'm not touching list just because of shit. I mean, Jonathan Taylor's on that list. I'm just not going near him. Javonte Williams is on that list. I'm not touching it. So really, it just depends on who you think you can get. But the big reason I'm high on these quarterbacks is because Mahomes and Allen and Burrow will probably go second round, right? But that next echelon of them, the Lamar, the Jalen Hurts, the Justin Herbert, the Justin Fields, the Trevor Lawrence, even that group, I want one of those guys, because then you'll walk out with 3 high-level position players in that quarterback, and you have positional advantage everywhere.
That's interesting. So you're almost kind of veering off of the depth argument and going for getting the premium guys early at the position and just locking that in and taking it down.
Yeah, it just makes sense to me to try to get that. I mean, there's a lot that can happen and change on your draft. I mean, for me personally, if I'm going through the first round, it's going to be a combination of, now it depends on some injury stuff here. So Chase, Justin Jefferson, Cooper Kupp, who I'm the lowest on in this echelon, but CMC and Austin Eckler. Those are the 5 guys that should go 1 through 5, with Kelsey probably being there. After that, dude, it's a complete crapshoot.
See, I find that fascinating. First of all, I think we also touched on this last week that I think this is Kelsey's kind of like last year as like the upper tier echelon. Like, not to say that he'll have down years or anything like that, but I just think like when you're looking at value and stuff, it's hard to justify taking him in the first round in any leagues after this year because he'll be 35 next year. That should be around the time that your value starts to diminish with regards to that.
Maybe.
But it's also, but I also think about it too. It's just, I can't imagine taking a quarterback in the first round, regardless of if it's Patrick Mahomes or Josh Allen or anything like that. So that's why, like, I'm just looking at I'm looking at this logic now, and it's like, it's fascinating because wide receivers and running backs, you kind of want a lot of them simply for the fact of like, you're going to rotate them throughout constantly with regards to your lineup and matchups and all that. So
yeah.
I find it fascinating that you're now kind of leaning towards the logic of getting the best at that position early and then loading up the rest of the way. But that speaks volumes to probably your confidence in being able to draft and finding the right guys in the later rounds, I guess.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of guys that I really, really like later on. I mean, Alexander Madison is going pretty late, which is kind of surprising.
Because people forget that he's a RB1. People completely forgot about him.
Yeah, some of the other guys I really like. I like Brian Robinson in Washington. I don't feel good about it, but he's a great late round running back I've been seeing. There's some flyers you can take. Achene out of Miami has been a really hot one lately. Rashad White out of Tampa, he is the starter. Khalil Herbert out of Chicago, he is the starter. So trying to find these starter guys that have really, I mean, fantasy football is literally just talent means opportunity. That's it.
Yep. By the way, and I completely forgot to bring this up, like when we were doing the football roundup. Did you see the stuff in Washington? By the way, like I guess like Ron Rivera
made
bring
it back.
Well, no, not that, but I meant like there was some stuff from this week that like Ron Rivera, I guess someone asked about like his players like not enjoying the style of coaching that Bieniemy does for him or something like that. I guess he was like very demanding and very harsh on him and stuff. And I guess there was some sort of mix up in the presser where Rivera was like kind of passing it off and saying that Bieniemy asks his guys to play hard and stuff like that. And Bieniemy came up and was like, yeah, I'm going to demand my guys to play hard and like get them going and stuff. But like, of course, like Eric Bieniemy is one of the best offensive coordinators we've seen who should be a head coach in this league.
The best offensive coordinator, maybe?
Very possible.
I'm much more out because of Andy Reid calling the plays on him being a necessary head coaching hire. I'm completely out on that. Normally, I stand with that side of the issue, and I normally tend to believe that, you know, we kick around these white coaches a lot and don't get them. But to go through that many rounds and to go through that many conversations and to still only get a coordinator position, I think this year will be more telling of who Eric Bieniemy is, because I'll tell you right now, the Chiefs are still favorites, and the Chiefs will still probably go to the fucking Super Bowl.
If the Commanders make it to the playoffs and they have a top half of the league offense, then I would say that Bieniemy deserves better consideration for head coaching jobs. Based on that,
I will agree with that, because I don't see those happening.
But you know I get it, but I'm looking at that offense and they have a lot of interesting pieces. A lot of guys that like they have talent, you know it's there, but they haven't been able to reach their full potential. Like other than Scary Terry, who's had 1,000-yard seasons with like some of the worst.
Just got him in Dynasty. Can't wait.
Which some of the worst quarterback luck that you've ever seen. So I'm fascinated to see what they can do with that offense if like Bieniemy's kind of like given the chance to just kind of let go and just do whatever the fuck they can come up with. Because I'm with you on Brian Robinson. Like arguably he should have been the starter last year if he didn't have the issue.
He got shot.
Well, I didn't want to be blunt about it, but okay.
I mean, he got shot, yeah. My favorite thing was that the team came out and said, "How dare you investigate us? Your city let one of our players get shot." And it's like, that is...
Yep.
Yep,
that's what happened.
That is verbatim. I might have changed a word.
No, that's what I'm saying. That's what happened.
Yeah.
The city let him get shot.
Yeah.
Just like the city would hold Kyrie Irving responsible, the city let him get shot.
Don't you dare look into our sexual harassment We had a player get shot in your city.
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah. Meanwhile, Daniel Snyder is going to make $9 billion from his sale, forced to pay 1% of it for investigation fees to the NFL. And then after that, it's a moot point. So
It's crazy.
I
that's
love
what it
it.
is. Yeah.
Some other things I do want to discuss for fantasy football, these deals. So Josh Jacobs, he has not reported to camp. Saquon Barkley, I'm very interested in that situation. Jonathan Taylor, obviously not with the team, has not reported to camp. We got some. I mean, Austin Eckler is at camp, but he also has issues with his.
He's not happy either. Yeah, this is continuing the running back conversation from last week. The only running back that is actually happy with his situation to a degree is CMC, and he's even on shaky ground with regards to health. With regards to
I'd say Bijan Robinson's happy.
Oh yeah,
he's
that's
like
true.
the 4th or 5th highest paid running back.
Top in terms of cap hit. Yeah, that's fair.
Crazy.
That's the rookie wage scale, baby. That's how it works.
Give me some sleepers, Greg. Let's do some sleepers and then we'll get off fantasy. Who are some guys that you're like, you know what? There's a lot of opportunity there and I really, really enjoy it. Because I think that some of the obvious names that are coming out are Justin Ross out of Kansas City, who is the 3rd right there right now. He's been really, really, really high on most people's boards. So that's a fun one. But are there any guys that you're like, oh, I like that situation a lot?
I'm still kind of going through the process of getting like boards or like kind of figuring out an order. I am not listening to the Brandon Ayuk stuff. Not anymore. We touched on this last week. I got burned many times with it. I'm done.
You hate him.
I do hate him. I love me some Deebo Samuel. Don't get me wrong. I will eat up Deebo Samuel every day if I have to, like, if I get him on my team. But like, no, I don't want any part of Brandon Ayuk at all. But I'm looking at some of these offenses and trying to figure out, and I feel like this one might be kind of like obvious, but I want to try to get John Mechie in one of my leagues. I really, really do. He's probably the number 1 in Houston. He has the talent. He just didn't play it all last year because of his diagnosis. So, like, I would love to try to get him on my team if given the opportunity. I think a lot of people are sleeping on Adam Thielen too, because I mean he's arguably the number 1 in Carolina right now.
Yeah, I like him and DJ Chark a decent chunk towards the tail end of the drafts.
Yeah, I think, and not to mention, like, I mean, he still had the talent in Minnesota last year. It's just obviously Justin Jefferson's just a freak of nature right there. Facts. Even though he's suspended for 5 games, I would still try to take a pull on Jameson Williams because we see the talent. It's there. Speedster. It's absolutely, the speedster is there. That offense, like, it just kind of, like, I think opened up tremendously when he was able to play last year. And I think I would still take a flyer on him, like, in the later rounds, even though I'm not going to have him. But again, I would build up my depth to be able to continue to keep going forward with that. I don't know, man. Just I'm trying to figure out a lot of the offenses that I feel like could either have guys that need to break out or need to have big years to kind of push forward. And it's interesting. It's tough sledding. Like some offenses that I'm probably going to stay away from in general. Like I'm not touching the Rams unless I get Cooper Kupp in the 2nd. Cause like that Stafford is still recovering.
And he is hammy, and
they've done nothing to that offensive line to protect him at all. Like I saw a quote from Aaron Donald say that he's in the best shape of his life and he's completely healed from ankle surgery. He's going to have a big year and stuff like that, but no one else is projecting the Rams to be that good. So I have no idea where they're going to get their offense from, but that's just me, in my opinion on that.
What about Big Cat Facts? What about the Jags? Other than Etienne and Lawrence, is there somebody you want out of that offense?
Well, I want Calvin Ridley, but I think he's going to be like popular in probably 3rd or 4th round.
Yeah, okay. He's been going 4th round, and he is an interesting one because he hasn't played football in 2 years. I mean, Zay Jones is serviceable at the tail end, and Evan Ingram just got a contract, so they'll probably try to shove it. But if I was going to give a sleeper on that team to look out for, it's Tank Bigsby. Rookie
the Auburn back. I forgot he was there. Yeah.
He's been turning heads. So I think Etienne also has, and I love Travis Etienne, but Tank Bigsby could steal some goal line carries, which sucks for Etienne owners.
Mm-hmm. And I'm still, this is going to
finally use Etienne the way they should as a catching out of the backfield situation.
Yeah. I think they will more this year, but yeah, agreed.
Yeah.
and this is going to sound kind of redundant or anything because I did it last week when we did the draft, but I'm still not. I'm not buying that the Green Bay offense is going to plateau just because Aaron Rodgers isn't there. I'm not. Like, I think they have two very good backs. Like, Aaron Jones is a quality starting back in this league still. I think they have some very young receivers that got looks last year and started getting confidence built back up. All you need, if you can trust Jordan Love to at least be adequate, and there are plenty of adequate quarterbacks in this league that still put up numbers to a degree.
I'm interested to see what he does.
I think there's guys with potential that can have good years for this Packers team. Because this is, if there was ever a year for Matt LaFleur to prove that he's a good coach,
right?
It's this year. It is absolutely this year.
And if there's a time to turn it around and hand it to your bell cow, it would be with a rookie fucking quarterback. Yep,
agreed. Well,
no, not even a rookie quarterback. Charles, a fourth year quarterback.
Rookie starting, however you want to phrase that, quarterback.
Fair.
You can just say rookie. I trust you. Let's play a game.
Sweet. All right. The running backs will be running in 3, 2, 1 on the board. Periodic elements. WWE all-time starting 5. Cartoons, like beers you think cartoons would drink. A spelling bee in fun for all of the bullshit that happened today. Super League of Sports Brands, and an anti-draft. And they are humming. It looks like we're going to have Super League of Sports Brands unless something really crazy happens here. Oh! Yep. Here we go. Okay.
If it's finally periodic tables, I'm going to lose my mind.
Periodic table still hasn't finished.
Tracks.
Let me go to the draft board. Where did I put that? There it is. Great. The draft is as follows. Where are my draft topics? Shit, there they are. Beers cartoon characters would drink. So this is a little open to interpretation here. How you want to rephrase this.
Was this Anastasia's?
Yes.
Nice.
So it's like, you can take like I think what the plot was, take a real life beer and assign it to a cartoon character, either A, who is known for drinking beer, or not necessarily known for drinking beer. It's up to you at that point.
Okay.
Go ahead, Greg. You ask your question first.
I wanted to say I have my mind on this. This is going to be good because Saturday I went over to my parents' house in the morning. My dad is watching like old Looney Tunes reruns. That's on at like 9 in the morning.
Nice.
And I'm watching Yosemite Sam's first appearance on TV when he was known as Chillicothe Sam.
Wow. Okay.
Dude, I forgot how great those cartoons were. I completely forgot how violent they are.
Yeah.
And just how slapstick they are. And it was so wholesome to watch that.
Some of us never forget.
To confirm, we are drafting the beer and the character, basically.
Correct.
We are saying this person, if he was a real life human, would drink this beer.
Correct.
Okay.
You want to do 10 or 5? We have time for 10 if you want to.
Yeah, let's do 10.
Okay.
We can get through this.
10 would be great. Yes.
Okay. Draft order is Deke, Josh, Greg. Do you want to just go up to the top?
Go up to the top of what?
Yeah, no snake.
Oh, yeah, that's fine.
Okay. Also, I ran, just for the fun of it, 18 players, and Greg did not finish till 6th. So it should actually be Deke, Josh, Deke, Greg,
Wow.
Deke, Greg, Josh, Deke, Greg.
I'm taking that.
You want to do that?
Suck it.
Okay.
We
can do that. I have it up on the board. Okay.
Let's do it. Sure.
Okay, so this is going to be what? I'll show it again.
I like it. It'll be fun.
Okay.
Here's the draft order through 18, and we'll just loop this back at the top because we'll need 30 of them. So we'll figure it out from there. Okay. This is going to be fun. Okay. This just got a lot harder. Deke, you're up first, man.
I don't think there's a 1-1.
But this is close.
I would like Raymundo and a land shark.
Oh!
That's incredible. That's elite.
There's a
That's
million ways you can go here.
I don't
Give
even-
me Raymundo at the shack with a land shark.
I don't even know what like the equivalent. It'd be like draft. Like it'd be like what? Oh fuck, man, that is so fucking good.
Good, right?
So
It is. It's
fucking
excellent.
good.
I
So I'm
wouldn't have thought
thinking
of it.
here's
That's
just so you guys know my train of thought. I'm picking the beers and then thinking of the people.
Yeah,
So
that's kind of the.
It's too open of a world if you pick the characters.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Find a very finite beer and be like, yeah, that one tracks.
Land shark. Fuck, that's so good. He's a parrot head. 100% a parrot head. 100%.
Oh,
There's
yeah.
nothing else that he is.
Jimmy Buffett and all that stuff. He would love it. Wasted away again in Margaritaville.
I
You
feel
got
like he's just on the top of my head right now. Give me Johnny Bravo drinking Bud Light and then having an existential crisis about it.
Okay.
Makes sense. Okay.
You know what I mean?
What do you mean?
He would have not done well with the whole Bud Light being okay with trans people, and then like his little neighbor girl would have like explained to him why it's okay and not a big deal, and then be like, I'm a Bud Light man for life, baby.
What am I doing? Dance with my monkey.
Oh, mama.
Do the monkey with me. Am I up again?
Yeah.
All right.
Suck a dick, Greg. You're
Yeah,
stuck.
Greg, this is tough
No,
to watch.
no,
man.
it's okay. It's okay. I can deal with it.
Is it?
I will figure out a way to deal with it.
You're pretty
Okay.
much. It's Greg and I are the one that's in bunches. You're kind of okay throughout it. There's a bit of a break for you, but yeah.
I'm gonna go. This is a tough one.
And the beer is off the board.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The beer's off the board.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, this one feels kind of like a cop out. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay, go for it.
Peter Griffin, Boston Lager, Sam Adams.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
absolutely.
that's a 1-1 easily.
That's like the most logical handover.
I mean, it literally that's what it is, right? Like,
Pawtucket Pat.
yeah.
Yeah.
But also, if we went 30 fucking picks and no one picked it, that'd be fucked up.
Yes.
So like,
Right.
I get it. Donatello.
Mm.
He's a teenager, man.
Teenager?
What's wrong with you?
Man.
Fuck you guys.
I just saw the movie this past
it good?
weekend. Like it's good.
I've heard
man.
amazing
I've heard
things.
that. Yeah,
It's
worth it.
very, very good.
Nice.
I was a little bummed by the way that they came up with like the origin a little bit, but aside from that, it's really
Okay.
slightly.
It's not
So like
canon.
kind of. So like you know how like in some of the iterations like Master Splinter is kind of like the pet rat for like a martial arts
Yeah,
master
yeah.
who was the rival of Shredder
Yeah,
and stuff
yeah,
like
yeah,
that.
Yeah.
That's not what they do for this one. It's very interesting, and then it's very interesting the way that he decides to train his sons in martial arts. It's funny, and I thought it was very funny, but like that's the only thing that I didn't care for. But everything else I loved. I thought it was great.
Donatello is drinking PBR.
That is whenever he becomes of age. I like that. Why don't you like that?
No, I like it. I was like, yeah, that makes sense. Donatello's a hipster, 100%.
He's my favorite turtle, Greg.
I'm a Leo guy, so I get it. Yeah.
Yeah, you fucking would be.
I'm a Scorpio.
All right.
Libra.
Deke, you're back up.
Okay. I'm gonna go. Hank Hill and Hams.
If there was ever a match made in heaven, absolutely.
Hank Hill and Hams.
Which is probably what that is too.
That's what I'm thinking.
Yeah.
Yeah. I mean, if it isn't, it is. You know.
Yeah.
Oh, that's good. That's good.
That's a good one.
I haven't had a Hams in forever, actually.
Greg,
I remember
Go ahead.
I remember one Christmas. My dad wanted me to get a case of it for it, and I was like, okay, but he specifically wanted pony bottles.
I
Was
love
like
pony bottles.
extremely specific about it. I couldn't find pony bottles anywhere,
Absolutely.
but like, yeah.
Greg, you're up for 2.
Okay. So I can't get Duff beer, but I'm gonna find the closest to it. Give me Homer Simpson and give me Bud Heavy.
Hmm.
Okay.
Homer Simpson and Bud. It just I feel like it just kind of goes well together.
I don't know what that is supposed to be.
Duff beer.
Yeah.
I mean, it's red, so I kind of
Yeah.
assumed it was Budweiser, but they don't do like the crown thing. And then was it Duff Man? Like I
Yeah.
can't figure out like what that correlates to. So I'm just going with I'm going with Bud Heavy just because the color makes sense to me.
Okay. Got another one.
Okay, this one's gonna be stretching a little bit. Bear with me. So, Grimm from Grim Adventures of Billy and Mandy.
Yes, absolutely. Okay.
Rogue Dead Guy Ale.
Yes. Yep, 100%. I'm all in.
There's
Literally.
a lot of dead cartoons.
I know.
True.
I don't
true.
hate that.
I was because here in my mind I'm thinking the skull, so I'm like, hey, like if the Master of Death is gonna drink something,
Hey,
why not an ale made of dead guys?
whenever I'm up, I'm taking a dead guy too. I'm just going a different route. But
Guess what? You're up.
Jack Skellington and Pumpkin. Yeah. This is gonna be a dog walk of a draft.
I think you heard Josh.
This is a dog walk of a draft, dude.
Oh, Josh.
Just an absolute dog walk, Greg. This is this. You can hang this draft by me in the fucking loo at this point.
This is gonna end up being like the album draft, and Josh just gonna oh, God. Which, by the way, August is too early for pumpkin beer. Way too goddamn early. I'm gonna like die on a hill for this one. Just saying.
I've never actually here even better.
What up? Somebody in the chat says, "Turn the volume up, Josh.
You
make us louder.
Make us louder.
Yeah,
make us
up,
louder.
Man?
Yes.
Okay. I hope that's louder. I hope you enjoy disappointing my father in front of him. Look,
I'm confused. Why would your father?
That's him dressed as Jack Skellington.
Wouldn't he be disappointed in you for not picking it?
That's what I'm trying to say.
Okay, gotcha. You're mad that I made your dad disappointed in you.
Absolutely.
Got
Makes
it.
sense. Makes sense.
All right, who's
but
up?
I took Johnny Bravo 1-1, so my mom's proud of me.
Which is the important thing.
Yeah.
Shout out to.
Fuck. Okay. I gotta type that in still. Greg, you're up, bud. God,
Ooh,
I wasn't even on that path.
Yeah, dude. You
That's
need
how
to start
mad
getting
I
your
am
shit
at
together.
myself. Yeah.
You need to start getting your shit together.
Yeah.
Okay. Give me Wicked Weed, Dr. Dank, and Shaggy.
Yep.
Yep.
I thought about
Yep.
Shaggy for one, but I could. Yep.
Yep. Absolutely. Abso-fucking-lutely. Okay, wait. Run that beer by me one more time here. Dr.
Wicked
Dank.
Weed, Dr. Dank from Wicked Weed. And when I tell you that is the closest, I didn't believe it. And the first time I tried it was at Deeks, and I cracked open the can, and oh my God.
Banger.
Oh my God. It literally smells like weed beer.
All right. I'm up.
It's amazing.
It's delicious, by the way, but still, I was blown away that was a thing.
Ugh. Ugh.
Better step it up, man.
Oh, dude, I feel gross right now. And I'm never good at this, and I feel really, really gross about it. I'm going to take Double D from Ed, Edd n Eddy.
A child.
Okay.
I know, right? That's
Yeah.
not great.
Yeah. Technically.
He's taking
still.
a literal teenager.
2 of them
And a
at this
child.
point. Double D is
If you give him another hipster beer, I'm gonna. This is just like
Lion's
not fair.
Head.
Oh my god.
Riddles.
Got to stay true to who I am.
I can see the riddles.
Okay.
Got to stay true to who I am. I'm just picking my favorite cartoon characters and beers that I drank. At
Nothing
one
wrong with
point or
that.
another as part of my personality. That's the thing I'm going down.
Nothing wrong with that. It works well. I like
Let me
it.
know when I'm up again.
You are.
Rick Sanchez and Elysian Space Dust.
Okay. I like that.
Are you Googling these? There's no fucking way you're coming up with these off the top of your head.
I told you I'm thinking of the beer and then
Fuck.
finding the pun.
I'm surprised that you would think of Elysian though, like Space Dust right away.
Well,
Why?
okay,
I mean, that's
think about
perfect.
Space Dust it's the same thing as your weed beer.
Yeah.
It's
That's
like
fair.
it's start thinking of beers that are out there and weird, and then you can correlate it.
Okay. Greg, you're up.
All right. I'm gonna go. Hop Farm Fresh Potted Porter. Tasmanian Devil.
Interesting.
Why?
Taz clearly has a caffeine problem. He's always got the shakes. Always has the spins. Always hopped up. So clearly, adding more caffeine to him is going to is something that just naturally correlates.
I kind of love this, actually. I kind of love this. I feel like I gotta hit Deke back, especially because I get back-to-backs here.
Good luck.
I'm taking Tito.
That's fine.
I know. You're feeling good about it. Give me Tito and Good Vibes from Voodoo.
Yep.
Oh, that's a good one. That's a good pairing, I think.
I think you would drink it. I was trying to think of who to go with Good Vibes. I think that is your best pick.
Thanks.
Because
and then I just gave it to you on the board.
What's your best pick? Because he's definitely of legal drinking age.
Well, fuck you.
That's a good one. Him and Johnny Bravo can actually enjoy the beers.
Yeah. Okay. And then after that, Yosemite Sam is gonna drink Kerr's Banquets, of course, because he's clearly
That's
clearly from
pick.
Kerr's
That's
country.
A great pairing.
That's a very good pick.
That's a great pairing.
I had to
Excellent
settle
pairing.
into it. I feel like I'm here now. I just got excited. Okay. Greg, you're up. You're up for 2, actually, Greg.
Wow,
Oh,
big day for Greg.
Yeah.
Fuck. This is not gonna go well. Huh. Oh, I gotta think about this one.
Oh.
Again, a child, but still. Give me give me Nigel Uno.
It's not. Oh, sorry. Yeah, I'm thinking of another. I think. Okay, gotcha. My bad.
Nigel Uno.
Yes.
Nigel
Okay.
Uno. And Newcastle Brown Ale.
Because he's British?
Yes.
Oh,
That's
there's
the
so
biggest
many
reason.
other British beers I would have picked.
No, that's the connection that I had, man.
Okay.
I don't hate it.
I think it's a leader drink as well. Just saying.
Well, thank you
That
for
was
saying
my
that.
first legal beer
Same!
in Sweden at 17 or whatever.
Oh, mine was actually at 21.
nice.
Yeah.
Virgin.
And then Shit. What's really driving me nuts is, actually, you know what? Okay, I'll go with this one. Give me Wild Wing from the Mighty Ducks series
Oh, okay.
and a Molson.
Okay.
Because I was trying to figure out a Canadian beer with a Canadian cartoon.
You're gonna be
but I can't
pissed.
But I can't think of a Canadian cartoon off the top of my head. So then I started thinking of an ice hockey character.
Yeah.
An ice hockey character is that what I thought of?
So Greg, I'm up next.
Go ahead.
And I was on the same path you were, but mine is superior. Give me Bullwinkle and Labatt's.
Yeah, that's a good one. Yeah.
Oh, you could have done Moosehead as well.
I mean, that's fucked up, man.
Just cuck him.
Yeah.
Why not?
No. I'm saying it's a better pick.
Yeah. Shit, is that even a Canadian beer? It might be.
Moosehead is 100% a Canadian beer.
Damn.
It has
Fuck
to be
you,
named
Greg.
Like that, yeah.
Shit. All right, Deke, you're up.
All right.
You're up for 2.
Oh boy, fun day. Let's look at all of the names here. Let's do trying to think if there's a better guy. Probably not. Just give me SpongeBob and I'll take Sea Quenched from Dogfish Head.
Yeah, absolutely.
Obvious. That's an obvious one. Bravo.
Is SpongeBob over the legal drinking age? Yeah, right. He's an adult. He
can drive.
Well, he can't drive, but
he can get
he's
a
a
job.
homeowner. He's a homeowner.
He's a
Ages
homeowner.
18 to mid 20s is what they say. Pearl turned 16, and so they assume he's older than Pearl. His license birth date. Let's see. Plus, he owns a home, pays bills, and works a full-time job. In combination, these factors put him anywhere from 18 to his early 20s.
Okay.
And then let's do let me make sure this beer wasn't taken. Man, I have a good beer and I can't think of the person for it, and it's really frustrating me. But I will go. Oh, that's a tough one. Courage the Cowardly Dog.
Oh, come on. This is going to be good.
And then, hold on. Let me make sure I got the brewery right on this. Yep. Flying Dog Brewery, Raging Bitch.
Yeah. Boogity, boogity, boogity.
Just makes sense, man.
That's an all-timer. That might be up there with picking The Rock like 6 times.
Yeah.
As far as like an all-time pick.
A moment.
Damn. I got it.
Oh, poor Courage.
He'll be fine.
Raging
He'll
bitch.
be fine, yeah. He's always fine, yeah.
Pretty good. All right, I'm up. So I'm looking at 2 cartoon characters, and I really wish I would have done this Deke's way. But I keep thinking of cartoon characters first. Give me Yogi Bear.
Ooh.
And he's a simple man. Needs simple beer. Give me Coors Light.
Okay.
Yeah, I like that.
I was trying to figure out if there was a beer that was associated with a picnic basket as like the obvious one, but I couldn't come up with
No,
one.
but he's in Coors territory, obviously,
Yeah,
right? Like he's
he
Colorado
Yellowstone.
area.
Yellowstone, baby. Yeah.
Oh, Yellowstone. Even better. Okay.
Mhm.
Boom. Okay. Coors Light. Deke, you're back up.
Give me. I'm gonna go with. God, I wish I could think of one of theirs. I have to Google this brewery's beer list. It's a Pittsburgh one. But I have the character and I have the guy and everything. I just can't think of the name of one of their beers. I hate my life.
Which one?
I don't want to tell you because it was. They don't even have a menu online. This should show you, Greg, that it's not one that we go to all the time.
Okay, got it.
All right, I'm just gonna go with their lager. Bob's Burgers and Burgers and
Bob?
Brews. Burgers and Brews lager.
Burgers and Brews. Okay.
Ah, that's a good one. By association, that's excellent.
Mm-hmm.
Bob. Good. It's good. It's good. It's good. It's good. 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 I had a cool idea, but I can't come up with a beer for him. I'm up, by the way.
I kind of assume since you're struggling
Thanks.
with the pick.
Appreciate you. Appreciate you. I need like a timeout.
That sucks.
I don't know.
Remember when we were talking about sports having shot clocks?
Yeah.
This is another one. 8 o'clock. Damn it. Although there's technically a clock in drafts.
Mm.
There technically is.
Oh. Okay. Give me Gaston
Mm-hmm.
Oh man.
drinking Stone Cold IPAs.
Yep, that tracks. I don't know why. I don't know how.
Really?
That makes a lot of sense.
Okay, I like that. I would have not guessed. I would have not put those two together, but it kind of does make sense.
Yeah. Gaston, definitely. It's French, though, so I don't know. Anyway, that was my panic pick.
No one drinks beer like Gaston.
Yeah, exactly. I mean, that is part of the, isn't it? No one drinks like Gaston. They don't say beer, but
I don't recall that in the cartoon. Maybe the live action version, but I could be wrong. I don't know.
I trust your memory. Deke, you're up.
Gaston was a really good pick.
Thank you.
Did
Did I take one off your board?
No.
Oh,
I like to compliment you on the good picks when they come.
rarely.
Yeah, well, fair. Let's do. We did that one. We did that one. See, I want Budweiser for this, and it's really frustrating that Greg took that for Homer. That's a good pick. So give me Milwaukee's Best and Grandpa Pickles.
Oh, fucking right! Oh, man!
I wanted something in that vein. It was between that and another beer, but Budweiser would have felt good. But I'll take Milwaukee's Best with.
Milwaukee's
man.
best. Milwaukee's Best absolutely seems like a beer that he would
Right?
that he would be drinking. Yes, that's fair.
God damn, Milwaukee's Best.
That's phenomenal.
Yeah,
about that one.
that's good. That is good. Greg, you're up finally for 2.
Okay. I'm gonna go with
Milwaukee's
Popeye.
Best. Okay.
I'm gonna go with Popeye, and they've been in the news lately, so might as well give me Anchor Steam.
R.I.P.
It's fucking
R.I.P.
logos. It's a good one.
R.I.P. Yep. And then my next one. This is I only am thinking of this one because I remember his nickname, but Mr. Krabs. And you remember the nickname that he had in the Navy? I believe it was Armor Abs Crabs, or it was Iron Abs Crabs. I think that's
Okay.
what it was. But armor is usually made of iron, so give me an Iron City for Mr. Krabs.
I like that.
Interesting. I never would have once paired SpongeBob to Pittsburgh, but I like how you got there. I like how your fucked up brain got you there.
Armor Abs Crabs.
Armor Abs Crabs.
Deke, you're up for your last one.
Oh, there's so many. Give me. I will do. Yeah. I feel like I definitely don't want to say that one on a recorded line. So my one vote is out the window.
Wow.
Save it for off.
I gotta know what that one was. Yeah.
I want to know it too.
It just isn't one that I want to be. It's not that bad. It's not as bad as Chip saying that Korean guy for Son, but give me Sly Fox Volpin IPA. Swiper. Ain't that fucking thing a fox?
Yeah.
Swiper the fox?
I believe so.
All right, now I gotta look up how old he is.
I mean,
old
he's
is
clearly
Swiper
the adult
the fox?
on that show. Yeah.
Which is creepy. He is 9 for the first 50 episodes.
Well, maybe by maybe like by osmosis or something, he's earned it.
Yeah, he definitely has earned it.
Greg.
Oh man. Okay. I will do. This one's a little bit of a stretch, but I don't know why I'm thinking of this, but I'm just gonna do it. Give me Evil Genius Purple Monkey Dishwasher. Mojo Jojo.
Sure.
I like that. I like that a lot. Wow. Full transparency, I found a clip that only shows the Swiper the Fox scenes from Dora and the Lost City of Gold live action Dora movie.
Uh-huh.
It's creepy.
I believe that.
It's not good. He just said hola.
Okay. Give me Daria. Shout out to Anastasia for coming up with this topic.
Okay.
And Lil Something IPA.
Mm-hmm. That's a good one.
Also a teenager, but that's fine.
She's been a teenager forever.
Yeah. I think that's how you spell it. Greg, you're up for your last one.
This one's going to be even worse. Give me from Dr. Seuss's How the Grinch Stole Christmas. Give me Lil Cindy Who.
Lou
Who.
No, he's gonna drink Little Cindy's. Is that the bullshit you're about to pull up?
With Little Cindy.
That's a good one. That's a good one.
I like that.
Oh,
That's a good one.
bad person, but still, why not?
Man, and then I think we got to wrap this up with Bender, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
I was gonna say, if he was left
Okay.
off, that'd be tough.
Let me wrap this up with Bender, and I'm gonna pick a bit of a wild one here. Give me Narragansetts.
For Bender, really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
It's an East Coast, just lager. It's the beer in Jaws, and it's my brother's favorite beer, and I think Bender's his hero, whether he admits it or not.
I mean,
Bender for
does
Breakfast Club or the Robot. Yeah.
It strikes me as a New York beer. That's fair.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Yeah. Yeah. So Narragansetts from Bender. Yeah.
I like that
Have
a
you
lot.
have you watched any of the new season yet? By the way,
No.
it's not.
Good.
It's only been 3 episodes. It's been okay, but I was kind of expecting like more. I guess I don't know.
That's fair.
Yeah, because like for me, they ended the last season so perfectly that like I just didn't want them to do another one. But still, I'll watch just because.
Yeah,
That was a great draft.
that was a good one. That
That
was
was
a good show.
tough. That was very, very tough.
It was like tough because you waited forever, which was funny.
I know. I struggled.
Yeah, I don't think
I
we'll
don't
be
know.
doing that again.
I'm not good at thinking on my feet. God damn it.
I like that one. Yeah, another wonderful episode of Thoughts from the Bench.
I will not be here next week. I'm going to go ghost hunting, and when I return, I will have clips for you.
Nice.
We are-
I definitely
and
want stuff.
Yeah. Oh
Yes.
yeah, for sure.
And he is not kidding. He is legit going on a ghost hunting adventure, which is I
For
still
work.
can't believe.
Which
Yeah,
is
that's
even
the cool
better
part.
somehow. Yeah.
He's getting paid to do this,
Right.
which is unbelievable.
Very excited for that.
All
Yeah.
right.
Good show,
Do you-
gentlemen.
How many ghosts do you want to run into?
All
Just
of
out
them.
curiosity. All
I'd
of
take
them?
one. I'd take one.
Just one?
Just to begin with, like
Fair.
one
Okay.
legitimate ghost encounter. I'm all about it.
Do you want it early or do you want it like later in the excursion?
Mid.
Because
Because I want it to be
40
like,
to 60% of the way through.
yeah, I want to let my guard down. It happens, and then I'm thinking about it for the rest of the time.
Yep.
Ah. Now
That's the
will that affect your work though?
Fuck no.
All right.
It's just gonna make it better.
I mean, you're a professional. That's fair.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Say goodnight, Derek.
Good night, Greg.